What's up, everybody? This is Ben and Zach. Welcome back, and welcome to the District Spotlight, your premier platform for independent music.
Thanks, Ben.
Yeah, buddy.
Kill that every time.
I've mastered
Yes, thank you guys for coming in. If you don't already know what we do, it's really simple. We appreciate you tuning in, by the way. Basically, there's a lot of amazing music that's happening all around us. Trust me, I'm seeing it firsthand. What we do here is we spotlight the talent, give them a platform to share their story, their impact, their music. Today, we just, last minute had to
We found him on the side of the road.
pick somebody up off the side of the street. Yep. Ended up having some decent talent. Worked out pretty well.
We got lucky.
He's also our producer. Really great guy, musician as well. Owns his own company, 45 Creations. He's a hustler, winner. He's all right. Bram.
He's a friend.
He's a friend.
I guess
What's up,
so.
Bram?
He's
It's a good one.
He's a friend. Yes.
How's it going, guys? I'm gonna try the holding the
The
mic.
holding the mic.
Actually, you know what?
it's-
I probably shouldn't because I project my voice very
I've been
loud.
waiting. I've been waiting to get you on here for a long time because I love you asking questions. I know you're. good
Well,
at
I'm
this
very
stuff.
proficient in questions, and I can flip it on you guys right on the spot. How's your district spotlight experience been so far?
It's pretty good. It's a lot of fun. It's stressful at times, but I wouldn't rather be doing anything else right now. That's for sure.
It's
I don't
different.
know about you.
It's different working with something that Zach kind of brought me onto. This is working with different genre each week. So it's like each week is just something new to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, and then plus the thing too is also we're eventually going to be bringing on music industry people as well. So like right
yeah.
now it's been mainly musicians, but I mean I played in bands. I still play a little bit, but I mainly do my company stuff now. So, but just as important as the musicians is also the people who work in the industry too, like booking agents, venue owners, which we also hope to have on the show someday.
Yeah.
But yeah, how did you guys both get into your own realms of music? Because I know you guys don't personally play, but like you guys like music. You guys obviously want to do this. So, what got you guys into this new realm that you're doing right here?
This is weird. It's weird to get asked
I know.
questions.
He's so good
Yeah.
at this.
Like, we're used to like.
Pedal to the
I'm,
metal.
I'm,
baby.
taking, I'm taking it all in. Why?
So yeah, do you want to start? Or do you want me to go first?
Go for it.
Ladies first, I guess, right?
Yeah.
How I got into the music.
You took that way too quick.
I
Too.
know. I'm sorry. How I got into the music industry, or like where I'm at today with it, is I've always loved music. It's always kind of been like something that I can go to escape. Something I can connect,
Right.
relate to, especially at an early age. I actually tried to be a musician at an early age. I tried to like play the piano, play guitar, sucked at all of it. It just wasn't my thing, But like, it was just always a passion that I had. And then when I got older, I got really into business. Learned a lot about how I could create freedom through my own life if I can start businesses and be successful, and that all comes through helping people. And they didn't all work out, but I learned a lot. And then I met Ben like probably a year ago. Yeah, we were
hopping.
Yeah, we were bar hopping, hanging out. Just ran into him. He actually gave me an adjustment. Oh, should I not say that?
That's all right.
Is it too late?
What do you mean an adjustment?
Um,
Please elaborate.
he measured me out. He like trimmed my suit.
Oh, nice, good. So
Yeah.
you're a tailor
It was
by trade.
It was an unofficial chiropractic adjustment.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys
Yeah.
are cracking backs, getting real nice deep into each
playing
other's
pool.
tissues.
We're
right?
playing pool.
Playing pool, yeah.
Listening to music. That's how. It's basically what we like to do.
Yeah.
Nice.
And what I've been doing for a long. I'm not in the music industry, but I've always had my headphones in. You know what I'm saying? So.
Nice. Well,
Yeah.
sorry, I was gonna say, what got you into like music? Was it early on, or was it more just kind of as you got
Yeah.
older, it was like a bigger outlet for you?
I guess it was like an escape plus something to do. You
Yeah.
had always buying new CDs and trying to have the coolest CDs and the best music.
Yeah, because most people too, like especially now, they'll know songs, but they don't actively go and listen to artists. Or that's why like a lot of people like Spotify because they can just find curated playlists.
So it's fun to have people you like then. So that's why I like going around indie trying to find people you like. So then you buy their music and then
Plus,
you
then you
actually
have
help them out. You know what I'm saying?
You have a
Like,
personal connection. And have you guys been to a concert of an artist that you know that you're actually personally friends with?
Wait, say that again.
So obviously you guys have been to shows. You've
Yeah.
been to live shows.
No, I've never been.
Well, if you haven't been, so what happens is people perform live, but
Oh,
that's besides the point. It's very rare now. Most people just use their computers, but Yeah. So what I was saying was, when you go to a show, have you ever been to a show where you actually get to see someone perform that you actually know personally? Like for instance, like I've seen Bobby play, I've seen a lot of my friends play, but have you actually gone to a show with someone who does music full time and watch them play? Because it's a completely different experience than seeing just like, a big title act.
I know we're about to with you.
Honestly, I don't really think I have like a legit show. I mean, I've seen people perform live,
Right.
but not like.
But it's not people you knew personally?
Yeah, personally I knew them and they were, performing live, or maybe it was a music video and they're performing it, but I don't think I've ever been to like a concert or a live venue show, somebody
Right.
I know personally, other than like musicals, and stuff like that, talent shows, if you want to count that.
Yeah,
Sure,
it's a whole different experience, and especially if you haven't been to one of your friends' shows, you should totally go, regardless if they're good or not, because it is a completely different process and a completely different. It's funny because you'll see Bobby's a pretty outgoing guy, but there's many people I know that are super super quiet. I'm not gonna even name names, but like some people that are super introverted and quiet, but then they go on stage and they just rock out. It's like so. It's like you see them in a completely different.
And that's
context.
what they can use this as for too, to get their. I mean, that's why we started this, is to get them out. And the people
To support them,
who aren't in the spotlight, I guess, and who are a little quiet to.
Yeah. Plus, it's a space where they can actually talk about what they like. Because that's the thing is, like, have you ever had a conversation? I'm sure you have, but you've had a conversation with
Never.
someone who I've never spoke to.
What is this conversing?
But like, if you've had a conversation with someone who's just not into what you're talking about, like if you talk music to someone and they're like, I listen to The Baby, and then they're like, what songs? I don't know, just whatever. You're like, okay, this is a great conversation.
Yeah. Thanks for their song request.
But yeah,
I prefer Lil Baby.
do you?
Oh yeah, over Da Baby.
I just know.
Speaking of
I guess I said it
Speaking
wrong.
to that,
What?
I didn't even listen to that new The Fresh Does It song. Did you listen to that one?
Which one?
The Lil Baby one you told me to listen to.
Oh, I don't think that's new. That's
Is it
on-
Lil Baby or Da Baby?
It's Lil Baby. I don't think that's new, man. It's on his YouTube.
Really?
Yeah, it's
It was random.
I don't think that's new. I think that's kind of old, earlier in the year, but it's pretty good. I mean, Fresh is pretty good.
Off topic, sorry.
No, you're good. And if you don't mind me interjecting, I will also tell you how I got into music.
Yeah, I was actually
Because
about to
it is-
ask you that.
I don't think
honestly.
we've ever had this conversation before.
We
No,
don't
this
want
is-
to bore you with
this
music
is-
talk.
Well, of course not. But it's my life, so and it's just what I do. But
This is good.
let's
This is a
hear
good
it.
moment for us.
yeah, no. So like a lot of people like music for like a mental escape, like what you're talking
Mm-hmm.
about. Like especially if you're having a bad day or you want to like feel a certain thing. I've always been into like technology and computers. You can see with all the
Yep.
obnoxious amount of stuff that I have over here.
We see it.
But I got into music in the sense of like technicality. So like when I was 10 years old, I was listening to like heavy music, like death metal, like Cannibal Corpse and like Whitechapel and like all these really, really like scary bands. But musically though is super fun, which is a weird concept too, because a lot of people will pick up guitar because they either want to get girls or they want to, impress people at a party. But I was the nerd that would sit in my room for 6 hours and just go, which I still do. But it's definitely something that you don't really see much anymore in people. Like there's not many people that just want to be a shredder. Like there's
Yeah.
people that's like, I want to be a DJ. You're like, okay, I mean like it's not like a terrible thing to do, but there's a lot of like people that, go into it and they just want to like perform at parties and stuff, but they're not really like performing.
Yeah.
So it's just such a weird thing to see, especially because like now I'm starting to work with a lot more electronic artists, but like all the ones I work with, they actually do play instruments. They just don't perform them live, which is like kind of a weird concept to me, but at the same time, like that is like the new thing, and that's like what's new in music. But yeah, no. And then I started doing my company stuff about last year because my band was playing around the Midwest to promote our first EP, and we're planning on playing some shows.
What is the
this year.
band name, by the way? So everybody knows.
In the AM.
Yeah.
Is what the
They
band
rock.
I'm part of.
It's good. They're good. Yeah.
Yeah, but we're restructuring the band because one of the guys left. But
Who are all your band members? I don't know if I've never actually met them.
so there's Alex, my singer, and then there's Carrie, the drummer, and then Zach was our bass player, but he just wasn't really into it anymore. So he left, but like it was on good terms. It wasn't like he just like left us out of the blue. Like he just told us, And that's the thing too is like it's being a musician is really hard, especially being on the road. Like for instance, like musicians going to a studio until 6 a.m. Like that's a real thing, and that's
Yeah.
like. And that's it's a weird life to live too, especially if you try to have like personal relationships or like romantic relationships, like if you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend. But yeah, no, it's a weird thing because we would go out, Friday till Sunday, and I would drive all through the night. Like I'd hallucinate while I was driving, because we'd play a show until 2, and then I'd have to drive a trailer through a blizzard until like 5 a.m. And then I'd get home and I'd collapse the whole day, and then we'd do it again. So it's like a really, especially like if you're doing it on your own, like musicians are like really brave to go out and do stuff on their own outside of their city. Cause it's
sorry, go on.
Oh, I was just going to say like, and you also show up to those shows and you might not even know if anybody's going to be there. Like a lot of times people don't show up because they don't care.
Yeah. And that's interesting to me. Like I respect that a lot because I think of on an outside perspective, you see musicians play shows and travel and try all these other different things and have this image and this cool, like this rock star lifestyle. But really behind the scenes, it's like a grind and it's painful. And you got to put in the hours sometimes. And it's not like you play shows and you go and party after every single night. No. You know what I mean? It's actually like, and I'm learning that more and more each week that there's a lot more that goes into it. And it's pretty cool. And it adds a different level of respect. So now, you were traveling with your band, you realized that there were needs that you guys needed? Is that how you got into like the
with
media
the marketing
aspect
stuff
and the marketing stuff? And
so in college I was a graphic design intern for the Hi-Fi. So I was making posters in college, and that was actually my first ever poster job, and they just threw $1 million at me, and just from process of elimination I finally figured out. I mean, it took me a little bit to really get into it, but like my better stuff happened towards the end of that internship. But yeah, no, when I was in the band, or I still am in the band, but when we were doing our show run, I would make the posters, I would make the videos. We even filmed our own music video. We rented a camera that was just expensive. We're like, I actually know how to use these cameras, whether you guys believe it or not. But But we rented a nice camera that we like knew of, but we didn't really know how to set it or anything, and we just kind of winged it. And I don't know if you've seen that music video, but it came out pretty decent for our first time. But yeah, ever since then, I just built it up into like a page, and then I started reaching out to bands, and now I have like 30 to 40 people that I'm always consistently working with, which is a decent amount for my first year. But like this year coming in, there's a lot of big things coming through that I'm really excited for.
That is exciting, bro. I mean, that's really cool. Like I found you just based off of the work that you've done. I think it was probably through hashtags, but I mean, you this is your first year, but you seem like you have a knack for it. You know what I mean? You seem like you really enjoy it, at least in my eyes. And like you're always down to try new things. You know, like the podcast thing, this podcast, YouTube show, whatever you want to call it. You haven't done this before. And I remember our first phone call that I missed 2 times. I was
We're still working on the communication part.
Yeah,
guys.
it's fine. I mean,
so if you've reached out to us, we're still working on it.
But no, you were really excited, and you were like just as excited as I was to try new things, and I think that's like what it takes to build and grow. And has it gotten to the point yet where you need extra hands?
Yes and no, because with music videos, I would like to, but at the same time, I'm very frugal. So like I want to keep everything in house, and I'm learning how to not be as much of a control freak, but I am a very, very intense control freak, and you can tell by our meetings. A lot of times I'm like, yes, no, maybe.
Yeah.
But like I also, especially,
I enjoy it.
but because I just kind of have an authoritative mind in general. Like I do things a certain way because I know that's how I want to do them. And I know that not everybody thinks that way. Like some people are more loose, especially musicians too. Like a lot of them are a lot more laid back. They're chill. They'll take their time. And I'm very like I need to get my stuff done. So it's like I think the biggest thing that's kind of the thing that I decide that threshold point where I actually go over is when I find the group of people that I can really trust, that I know can do what I'm wanting them to do, and also at the same time like I could pay them out now, but it's just. I'm at a weird point. Like I haven't reached that where I absolutely need people. Like I want to be drowning in work to the point where I have to give it out. Otherwise I can't get it done. But the thing is though, is that like with graphics, like today I got an email for a graphic and I did it in 10 minutes. And he was like, "You already did it?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, I've been doing this for 5 years." The video stuff takes a lot longer because you actually have to sit through and watch everything. Like this I'll have to watch for probably about 3 or 4 hours. But the video stuff pays more, and it's also fun because it's something that people relate to a lot more, which is why I got all the cameras, because people like music videos and like especially podcasts. Like if we were just audio, I feel like it'd be a lot harder for some people to get into it opposed to if it's audio and video, because some people might put it on their Spotify playlist and like to listen to it, but other people need the camera interaction, and like we'll be cutting between all the shots, which does actually help you keep engaged, because opposed to if you just have one camera, it's not the end of the world, but at the same time, it's you're seeing the same thing over and over, because most people now, if they don't understand something in 5 seconds, they won't watch it. So,
yeah, true. You definitely have like a vision you know. And so you mentioned you've been doing it for 5 years. Did you go to school for it?
So I went to Butler for website design and art. So it's a weird combination of degrees to get, but it was weird though because I got there and I thought website design was really cool, and I still think website design is pretty cool. But at the end of the day, though, I never really liked coding. I know it like enough to get by, but I didn't really like. I did everything and I got good grades, but I never really took it super seriously. But I did like about websites though is like what does make a good website opposed to a bad website is the colors, fonts, and how it's oriented, which is more the artistic side. Which is why I started doing art, because then I started drawing, learning perspective. And now if I have to build someone's website, I mean, granted, like I tell them up front, like I'll use Wix. Like I'm not going to code it. There's no way. It's just not worth my time. I'm just not that kind of person. But if people want me to do it like stylistically, then I can, because I actually have some pull in that because I know art and colors and perspective.
Design.
Yeah. Because if you know, especially in the design world, like I didn't really ever do anything in InDesign, or I mean I did stuff in Photoshop. I'm really Illustrator heavy in terms of the programs, but I know enough in Illustrator that I can just go into any program and learn how to do it like that, because like everything kind of runs together. And when you do understand, like the biggest things in just designing anything is perspective, color, and then like obviously the fonts you choose. But like anything digital, it's applicable everywhere. So like it's a good problem solving thing to learn when you build out graphics or posters, because then you dissect everything into the minute details. Like when you were a kid and you had Lego blocks, it makes you think really critically. So every time, like if I come across something that's really like daunting or something really difficult that looks stressful, I break it down to like every little tiny piece and go like step by step by step by step, and then eventually get to something like, you know, to the full product. Like with podcasting, I mean, I understand cameras, but I never really, like we talked about building a story arc, and granted today we didn't because it was last minute, but having all those things is important because it keeps consistency, and it also makes sure that you're staying on topic, which is a really hard thing to do if you don't have any script at all.
Yeah, it is kind of hard. I mean, like
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's more of like a
Spur
you
of the
know, it's
moment.
like a conversation and you're just chilling.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm
see,
saying?
I'm the type of person though. I like to be prepared. Like I like to set things up.
Right.
You know, I like to
Run it
plan,
through your head.
run it through my head, see all the possibilities. That's how I get creative. You know, I can do on the spot. Like right now, we're doing on the spot, and I mean, obviously it's going pretty well, but I just feel more confident, comfortable, especially with somebody that I don't know.
Right.
You know, and like I'm a bartender server. I Uber drive, Lyft drive constantly. I've always like, you know, been a conversationalist. Not always. I used to be really introverted and not know how to talk to people, but that's a skill. Like people's skills is a skill that you can develop.
Right.
And I've gotten better at it, but it's still something that like I stress about. I have to think about. You know, it doesn't really come naturally. Like I have to like kind of force it and try. And I don't know. It's cool and it's a fun growth to see. Like people tell me all the time, dude, you're not like a completely different person you were a year ago or 2 years ago. You know, and that means I'm doing something right. That means I'm growing. I'm getting better. And like if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. You know.
Right.
But so what do you think? Like, what's your experience been with the show so far? Like, we haven't really
Complete
I
shit
haven't
show.
really, yeah.
Everything's gone wrong. No, it's actually been
This week.
Yeah, this week's been rough. I think it's been rough on all of us physically and mentally before the show. Me specifically. But we won't go into that. No, I'm actually really happy because you guys both take the show very seriously. And like we do, you know, mess around because we're all, you know, like friends, and we kind of, you know, buddy. But at the end of the day, though, we always do our pre-show meeting. We always do our setup. Everyone's always here on time. Like even if someone's a little bit, it's not even late. We're always here like an hour early.
I'm usually a little bit late.
But at the same time, they're like, I have to like if I'm not here an hour early, the show's not going on time. So I mean, I like it because I like having accountability in the terms of like, if I know exactly where I need to be at what time, I will always be there at that time, unless I get like hit on the way over here. Knock on wood. I don't like hit by a car, but you know, like, you know, and things do happen where people can't show up on time, but like I mean, so far we've been doing really good. I think the shows have been really good quality. Obviously, especially it's really hard. You guys know me, so this is going a lot better than any other podcast would if we had no plan to it at all. Because it's obviously awkward to kind of get to know that person and then get in the role of things. But
There's still stuff we don't know about you though.
there is. Do you have any
What's your middle
pressing
name?
questions? My middle name.
Yeah, what is your middle name?
We'll do a quick round of guess who. So my middle name starts with an H and ends with an N. What do you think it is?
Heron.
Han. Solo. Oh. That's all I got.
What was that? All right, one last guess. So it's a
How many letters?
it's a famous character. Oh, okay, how many letters? 6 letters, and it's the name of a famous like character in a book that you read in high school or in middle school.
Oh my gosh.
And if when I say it, you'll
6 letters.
6 letters.
Hammond?
Starts with an H and ends with an N.
Hammond. That's a D.
No, it's Holden.
Holden.
I would.
Do you know Holden Caulfield from Catcher in the Rye?
I didn't read that book in high school.
I would have never got that.
Oh, okay.
This is Indiana.
Well,
This is
I went to a
Midwest.
Jewish school, so no. But yeah, is there any other things that you guys do not know about me?
Yeah.
Or things that have been.
I only know you're in this one band. You haven't been in this whole band. You know, I mean, what's your process of picking your band? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, so when I came here to Indiana, I came to play football at Butler.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I did that for 2 years, and then I lost a bunch of weight and quit the team because they wanted me to gain it all back, and I was like, no. So I was actually now available to play instruments again because I didn't have football, you know, taking up my time. And funny enough, like my fraternity it was a weird mix of guys where like 20 of them were musicians. Like Bobby was in my fraternity, Kyle, my roommate, and also a guy that.
Named to Chi Alpha.
Yeah.
I'm a brother as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
But yeah, so me, Kyle, this guy named Mitch, and then another guy named Alex, we were literally all in the same hall, and I just bought a drum set and put it in my room. I'm like, dude, let's start a band. And we did, but it was like the weirdest modge podge of like everything because I play like death metal.
Yeah.
Kyle is like a fingerstyle guitarist where he plays on acoustics and he plays like you just have to see it.
Bobby's like a jazz poppy.
Well, Bobby wasn't in the band. He was just he was so busy with his symphony stuff. We never even like when he was in the fraternity, we never saw Bobby. Like he would always be doing like symphony stuff or whatever his music school was making him do. But yeah, it was like me, death metal. Kyle was, and I was playing bass at the time. Kyle was like a fingerstyle guitar player. Mitch was like a rock, like Red Hot Chili Peppers drummer, and then Alex Weiss was like a barbershop quartet type singer with a really high voice. So it was just the weirdest combos. It was like each instrument individually was great on its own, but together just sounded like it shouldn't be there. Like it sounded like 4 things were going on at once. So like it was fun, but at the same time, like it's just being in a band and it's just jamming with people is the most fun. I did that. I did a band for a short amount of time with a drum instructor at Sam Ash, and then I actually found Alex Shimp, the current singer of my band. I found his ad at Sam Ash because people post that stuff up all the time. But it's weird though. The more that I do the production and the marketing and like just the business stuff, the less I want to be in a band because I love being.
Really?
Yeah, because I love being in a band and like performing. It will always be the most fun. Like, because I mean, like in my mind, and not all people think about this. Like, if you're playing an instrument, you might as well try to perform. You know what I mean? Like, even if it's to like a room of 3 people.
Yeah.
Like you still should at least try. You never know. And I was always in the mindset where I always wanted to be in a band. I always wanted to be a huge rock star and like just play around the world. And I mean, like there's still part of me that kind of thinks that way, but I make money doing this, and also I can do it from home. So like being on, and that's like the biggest thing is like being in a band's fun, but you have to get a trailer or load up your car. You have to make sure everyone's there on time. You have to get to the venue. You have to load in. You have to sound check. You have to play the show. You have to take your stuff off the stage. You have to load up, and you have to go home all in the same time. And you're 4 hours away. And everyone's like, dude, they're like, because I was single all the time. They're like, dude, did you get like so many girls on the road? I'm like, I don't even know if they were there. Like it was such a blur. Like everything happened so fast that you can't even like soak in the moment. And especially like if you're playing like an opening spot when you only play for like 20 or 30 minutes. It's just like you're on and off, and it's like it goes in the blink of an eye. So I would love to be in a band or play more, with like a management and touring with a bigger band. But obviously that's way easier said than done. But no, I mean like I'm in the AM. So when we start playing shows again, I'll do those. But like, cause I know guys that are in like 3 or 4 different bands, which is like originally how I thought I wanted to be. But now that I do this, like, I mean, this is my career now. Like, I have to do this stuff. And there's more potential for me to make more. And honestly, if I go, like, on tour with a band to photograph or film, I can also guitar tech. I can also be a road guy. If someone can't play, I can play.
Yeah.
So that's like, and I've talked with a couple bands that tour full time that's a potential thing that if I come on the road with them, or if they just need an extra player, like, I mean, my schedule's open. I mean, granted, I schedule things out, but I can actually go on the road and I can do that because I don't have like a 9 to 5 in an office.
You're like the backup quarterback of the music industry.
Yeah, exactly.
And you get to help people, like you get to help the musicians and stuff. You know what I mean? And I think that's really cool. It's kind of noble in a way.
Well, yeah, and the thing that I think is unique about what I do is that I provide every service. Like I think I'm the only one in Indianapolis. I might be wrong. That does graphic design, photo, video, and animation for music specifically.
One-stop shops, what you said when we talked first.
But the thing is too is that like I understand music, so when I film things, like when I film a show, like I film exactly to how the show is supposed to go. Like I film it, if there's a guitar solo, like I go to the guitar solo. Like I can tell you how many times I've seen, like festival footage, and there's like someone's like ripping a drum solo, and it's just the singer just standing there. Like it's just the weirdest thing, and you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, no, it's been a unique experience so far.
Thanks for coming on, man. I don't know when the cameras are gonna shut off because you're not
Probably
behind.
pretty soon.
You're not behind them, so
Yeah, I hope they're rolling.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, thanks for coming on, man. It's kind of interesting today. I don't know, like we don't really know if this is gonna be the introduction to the show, or if this is gonna be an episode in the show, if it's gonna be at the very end of the show.
Yeah.
We just kind of like.
I feel like this is kind of like a back pocket thing.
Yeah.
Because we still talked about good stuff.
Yeah, definitely talked about good stuff. I feel like people got to know us a little bit better.
And honestly, something that we could probably do is before the actual show's release, we can cut and clip this and post them early, because it's like there's no surprise that we're all doing this. So
Surprise, Bram's doing this.
wow. But no,
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah. We can use this for really whatever it is.
Yeah, and it's kind of fun. Like the show's been it's been a growth experience. It's been really cool to go through all this, and shit happens. Like things happen, and I like the team here because we took 5 minutes. We were like crap, and then
We're like,
what do we got? Yeah, what are we gonna do now?
Yeah.
How can we make this work, and how can we make this happen? And
Yeah, you live and you learn.
Yeah.
This is all of our first podcasts, and we're pretty lucky that the first 3 went like seamlessly. So but things happen, and at the end of the day, like people are people. Like especially like the more people you have involved, the bigger chance you have of someone either not showing up or something happening. So like, at the end of the day, is it like it's not even a personal thing? Like
no, not at all. Right.
So
it just happens. Like I said, is there anything you want to say?
Thanks,
brother?
Bram. We love you.
You're welcome.
Love you, Dad.
Of course.
Keep us in line.
I've maintained a good amount of time talking away from the mic because I think if I was actually into it, you can already hear me getting closer.
Yeah.
I'd be shouting.
I don't know how you can. I don't know how your voice travels like that.
It's because it's super low.
It's from the gut.
It's from down under.
From down under.
We had a nice little crowd out tonight.
Yeah. There's a lot going on, but yeah. Do you have anything else you want to say, man?
Yeah, thank you for tuning in, guys. This is the District Spotlight, your premier platform for independent music.
Nice.
Yes.
Thank you.
Come to Bakersfield after the show each Saturday and drink $3 shots with us.
Cheers.
Cheers.